Hello! Welcome to Artist in Residence, Living Creatively in the Middle. I'm Jason Alberty, and I am speaking with Gerard Estella, mentor and entrepreneur. We are always talking about what it's like to try and live creatively, professionally in the middle of the country, middle age, however you'd like to state it. My question for you today, Gerard, is a very important question. A lot of people have been asking this.
Yes.
How important is equipment?
Not important at all.
Tell me about that.
Okay. Understand, I'm a gear hog. In other words, if there's a good piece of kit, I'm going to add it to the kit.
So are you like the billionaire that's telling people that money's not that important?
No, I'm the person who realizes that I have to have a reason, and professionally, I have to have a reason that will increase my potential. But whether it be billing or whether it be opportunity, type of work I can do, type of work that the team can do. The reason why I said equipment doesn't matter is because before there was equipment, there was somebody standing on a rock singing.
Funicular.
When it comes to gear, and Lord knows that if you're possibly watching that, well, I guess if you're hearing me, you are watching this, but you probably have watched other YouTube channels that are just chock full of reviews and discussions about this guitar pickup compared to that one, this compressor between that one, this, you don't need this, you need this, the way to a perfect snare sound, all of that stuff. The answer to all of that is experience. The way to the perfect snare sound, experience. What do you need to get a good snare sound? A microphone, an interface, and a laptop. If you're going to record digitally, right? Did I tell you how much to spend? No. Can you do it all with the used market? Sure. Do you need to know what you're doing? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's the differential.
That's a differential. So gear, like I said earlier, look around, right? There's a ton of it. You know, there's a wall of guitars back here. There's another wall of keyboards over there.
But I also think it's important for the people out there to know that this is not a single purchase.
Oh, hell no.
This is years and
40s.
and years.
They stopped making that stuff like in 1991,
That's
right?
right.
You know, so let's be realistic.
So when you get excited about gear,
Right.
you got to know it doesn't happen all at once.
No. And it's a journey, right? Just as you go from being like, I'm learning my art to really learning what drives me and what seems to resonate with possibly an audience and cultivating that audience and getting fans, blah, 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 all the rest of that. If you're going professionally or clients, if you're somebody who's an editor or a cinematographer or whatever the case might be, the gear is a mechanism known as a tool. It's a freaking hammer, right? But there's a reason why there's so many different types of hammers. It's knowing what you need the hammer for and when to use that hammer. So is it important? Absolutely not. Does it become important? Yes, in only one way: effectiveness. So, for example, over that way, there's a rack that's nothing but mic preamps, right? If you don't know, those microphone preamps, don't worry about it. But there's like two, which are AJ73 type of things, APIs, Grace, Summits, and then Dizengoffs, which you're barely ever going to find. They were made in Chicago. But anyway, long story short, too late. There's a rack of microphone preamps here. Do I need all of those to make a record? To make a voiceover for a film? I only need one. I only need one microphone and one preamp. The reason why I have so many is because of what each one does differently. So if I have a female voice and I need to just make sure that it's not as, I'm going to use the word high-end, harsh, those frequencies, and I want to just put a little bit of around it, well, I'm not going to put her into the Grace. That's very crystal clear. It's very present. That's a classical instrument type of preamp. I might put her into the Summit, give her some grit, round off the edges. I might put her definitely into like a Neve. You know, that's just going to give that warm, squishy sound. You only know what they do if you listen to them. You only know what they do if you work with them. You should never buy one because somebody tells you you need one. Nobody needs this rack of mic pre's. I do, because this is over 30 years of acquisition and me getting pieces of kit so I could enhance and be more effective at my job. So if I've got a female artist coming in, I don't just go, this is my number one mic for female artists. I know that I will probably start with the C12. I will probably look at a U67. Okay, nobody needs to have them. They're expensive as all get out. Not if you got them 25 years ago when people were like, who wants tubes, right? And I went, bargain basement. That's me, right? But I do feel that there's such an online presence that's all about this type of kit and that. You have never had an industry in the music technologies area ever so effective at such a low price point. You don't need to buy $1,000 anything. You can make it sound good on $100 something. Question is, how long does it take you to do that? Question is, how competitive are you if you're trying to get a client? That's how you use equipment. You get to know the tool, you get to design, get to know what your sound is. Now, if you're an artist and you're doing it yourself, who gives a crap? Use whatever you want. Nobody has ever said, I am not downloading or purchasing or going to a show because they didn't use an SM57 on the snare. Nobody in recorded history has ever made that buying decision, right? On the other hand, you want a good snare sound? SM57 is an easy way to go, and they're like $99. That's gear.
Yeah. Awesome.
Learn it, use it, learn it, then add to it.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Hey, this has been Artist in Residence, living creatively in the middle.
Is that take 14 of his outro?
I
don't know, Jason. You know what? Hold on. Powder! Okay, I'm done.
I am Jason Alberty, always speaking with Gerard Estella. If you have any questions you would like me to ask him, please make a comment underneath the video. Have a great day.